Hey everyone, and welcome to the GlitchFeed Podcast, your source for everything gaming. I'm Sarah, your host, and this is the week of January 30th. Today I'm joined by Troy and Justin.
I hate you sometimes.
Love you. You hate him all the time. So finally, after about 4 episodes of me sitting here in this title and being like, none has happened in terms of releases, our big 2015 releases come out. And of course, we have a lot of news and our reviews on Dying Light. But before we talk about that, let's go over the other releases of this week and some of the big news that happened this week as well. So, video game releases. I know Grim Fandango came out this week.
Yeah, it
Justin.
did. I haven't bought it, but you're confusing me with somebody else I know, and you know that's incredibly excited about it.
You've been like pimping out this game on every single.
I am
podcast.
because I'm a fan of old adventure games. I want to pick it up. Don't get me wrong. It's just it's not on my docket yet. And, I mean, it's a great classic Tim Schafer involved adventure title. So for that alone, worth picking up. I am going to pick it up, but I haven't gotten to it. But it's definitely a classic. And from what I hear, like the touch up on it is just done very nicely. It's just like the game's visuals kind of had that one of those timeless feels to it. Like it just still looks good, I guess.
Okay.
Just the way it was designed, kind of like, Wind Waker, how they did the cel shading. Yeah, I'm not surprised. But I don't know, it just carries
Oh, don't ask me.
Well, Justin always brought Troy, you've been pimping out this game the past few weeks. Did you pick it up?
I haven't played it yet, so. So I'm a bad example. We're recording this on Wednesday, and I have been doing other things, so.
Yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, we all work. It just came out. And
we've been playing other games that we had access to, like Dying Light.
Yeah.
So that came out. You guys kept telling me I need to pick it up. I need to look into it, so we'll see.
I thought you were going crazy. No, you're going crazy about Day of the Tentacle. Which, if you like Day of the Tentacle, you're going to like Grim Fandango.
I know, yeah. Day of the Tentacle's awesome.
It's like it's in the same family.
I know, that's why I gotta pick it up. I just haven't had a chance yet.
Absolutely. You know what? Something I didn't think about till today. Like I forgot who brought it up. Like, okay,
Uganda?
so these classic adventure games.
Shut the fuck up.
Uganda. What the fuck, Troy?
Oh, you didn't think about it till today.
Uganda.
You're right. Is that what happened today?
What's going on in Uganda today, Troy?
I don't know,
Fill us
probably
in.
something bad.
They don't have video games, so why are we talking about it?
They
I
might.
hope they do.
I want a
Child's
Uganda
Play
studio.
going to Uganda.
Oh, Troy, stop
Anyways.
stuff in that coffee.
Back to the video games.
How long have we been talking?
I don't know.
3 minutes.
Yeah. Recording for 10, but that's fine. But like Resident Evil, old Resident Evils, would you consider those like an adventure game? I'm talking about
No.
Ask that again?
the classic Resident Evils.
No.
No.
Okay,
They're
why would
horror
you? Okay,
games.
so
Horror
adventure
RPG.
games. Hold on. Adventure games. You walk around, you find weird ass items that you don't even need. You got to research these items. You have to walk around, find places to place these items, hoping you can progress with it, and don't really have a damn clue where to go. Tell me
I'm
that's
Can
not
I
not
give you
gonna
a
the
better
lie.
example?
I'm not
Tell me
gonna
that's
lie,
not
that
the same
sounds
as
just
other
like
Resident Evil
RPGs.
games. Well, yeah, that
I don't know the
not
difference between. I'm a gamer. I've been playing games since I was like 2, and I still don't know the significant difference between adventure and RPGs. Is it the length of time you play?
No, well, adventure games are more like kind of point and click. They really don't tell you what you're supposed to do next. And
Neither do
for example,
RPGs.
well, adventure games are Grim Fandango, Monkey Island, any
I
of
think
the
these are point and
Telltale
click
games, which they also call adventure games
Yeah.
for some.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't know. I just thought about like Resident Evil kind of really fits the bill with how they kind of design like the puzzle solving and all that in there. It's very, I don't know, it kind of fits that formula.
Okay.
Anyways, I don't care. Moving on to the next topic.
So Borderlands DLC came out. I don't know. I did this story on Daily Glitch. That's why I put it on here, because I know what I'm talking about on this topic. I don't know. New characters. It's always cool.
What's that, like
She's an
Tamerlane's
ice queen. Yeah, Tamerlane's older sister. She has this ability where she shoots out an icicle that attaches to people and does steady damage, and if they die, it jumps to another person. She has a sniper class, a ice magic class, and then she can also turn other co-op players into servants and basically leech off of their experience for their kills.
So you can be lazy.
Yes.
Awesome.
So that happened. I don't know.
I just shoot this attack. It just goes attacks other things. I don't want to fight. I'm just going to leech experience. It's perfect.
And with coming off the tail of the Borderlands, collection that's coming out, maybe I'll get excited for Borderlands again. I think I'm definitely going to pick up that.
But it is exciting because it's going to be included in there. And yeah, I don't like first when I heard the rumors about them remastering Borderlands. I'm like, why? But I didn't play the pre-sequel. Didn't really care to. But if it came across, I'll try it out. And I don't know. Hearing what they're going to do with it, I'm kind of interested in the Handsome collection myself. The 4-player co-op is pretty awesome, though. It's a nice addition.
Yeah, so that came out this week. And yeah, that is cool that we'll get all of the extra expansion or the DLC. I know a lot of people kind of are disappointed with the current DLC for Borderlands. I mean, I think it was like 2 characters and kind of a new area. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's nice that that's all going to be included in its own package.
It is.
Yeah. So, any other games come out this week besides Dying Light?
Hey, I heard the Metroid Prime trilogy is releasing on the Wii U.
Is it really?
Yeah, I was excited about it. I might have said something.
Oh, that's good. Well, you said something before the podcast, so now we're here. So tell us more about. I assume it's just a remastering, HD remastering of the 3.
Oh, they already did that. It's just the Wii ported over to a digital Wii U title. So yeah,
it's not even a remastering.
Oh, wait. So it's the Wii title or the Wii U title?
It's the Wii title, but it's one of the ones that are coming digitally to Wii U.
Oh,
for $10
that's why
too,
it's not
so that's not bad.
Release
Wait,
list. It's just a
but the Wii isn't an HD copy.
It's not.
So it's not an HD remix. Why do I keep saying remix? Remake.
I want to say, well,
remake.
it's slightly a touch-up because they did port Metroid Prime and Prime 2 over to the Wii. And
Right, those were GameCube, weren't they?
So it's the virtual console. It's basically play this Wii game on the Wii U.
Yeah, there
Did
we
you
go.
own a Wii?
Did I?
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
I do.
Okay. Okay, I was like, why are you so excited about this?
I'm a huge fan of Metroid, and if you didn't pick up Metroid Prime Trilogy when it came out, it was hard to find. And I mean, try to look for one now. Like, people are like selling it for ridiculous prices. So it's just one of those kind of hard to find titles that I wanted and never picked up.
Speaking of games that are hard to find, I just found out today, for reasons, the Ocarina of Time on the 3DS is no longer being made.
No, yeah, they stopped printing.
Holy crap, someone stole it from me and I never got it back from them. I let them borrow it. Now I'm never going to get a new one.
Nope.
No.
Shh.
Unless they release it on the day, on whatever the digital.
They probably are going to do a digital release.
That's probably why they canceled printing too. But I mean, it's not that surprising because this was a launch title for the 3DS and it's been out for a while.
Yeah, well, with the whole new.
Well, there's already been another new Zelda, and there's about to be another Zelda remake coming out. So
right, but I mean, like if they wanted to boost the sales of the Majora's Mask, they could say buy Majora's Mask, get Ocarina of Time free, play Ocarina of Time.
They might do that though. Like they might have it come out for Virtual Console at the same time. They just haven't announced it yet.
They would announce it by now. But I wouldn't be surprised to actually see that released digitally later.
Yeah, it's too big. Okay, so in other news, though, Sony is partnering with Spotify to put Spotify on PlayStation.
Not only are they doing this, they're also yanking a bunch of old stuff that's just not used anymore. Mostly on the Vita as well. And
yeah, the Vita's just getting everything demolished, aren't they?
Yeah, they're losing YouTube, and they're losing they're using the YouTube app, which is crappy, and a bunch of other apps that nobody ever used. So it's not a bad thing.
But YouTube.
Sorry, 4 people with Vitas.
Yeah, well, it's
Sorry,
the
Greg
YouTube.
Miller.
Yeah. No, he actually he commented on this earlier. He's like, he doesn't care because like the YouTube apps are awful. You can just use the web browser, which he still supported. So they're cutting support, and they might do an update that removes it, kind of like when the PS3 lost the ability to install Linux.
Yeah.
Yeah, so stuff like that. I mean, it's happening. The reason why this is kind of relevant because I think they're actually doing away with the PlayStation Music Unlimited or something like that as well.
That's what they shuttered that to announce Spotify.
Yeah.
Like Spotify is now their music source rather than their Sony platform, which is nice because
cool.
it was probably only Sony music on the Sony platform, I would imagine.
Can't say I haven't used it, but
I would imagine, given Sony and given its licensing.
Yeah, but I hear good things about Spotify, so it's a good thing.
Oh, Spotify is fantastic. It's what I loved for a very long time until Google Play Music came around, and because I'm a Google integrated person, I use that now. But Spotify was great, and it's on pretty much everything now.
Spotify did a great job of doing what Pandora couldn't in terms of connecting different genres together and being very obvious about it. Like, Pandora's nice because it's like, hey, these are similar music, but Spotify kind of took that to a new level. And it's like, hey, you should discover this. It's just, I like it better than Pandora, personally.
That's good.
Cool.
So, some big stuff's been happening with Ubisoft as we move forward in the news. Apparently a lot of users, and one of our really good friends was kind of bitching about this earlier, and by good friends I mean someone we talked to in chat that I don't know his real name. Apparently users are getting strange messages saying, hey, you have an illegal copy of the game.
I don't think they're getting that. I think they just do not have access to their game anymore.
No, they're getting messages saying this is you have an illegal copy of the game.
Which brings me back. I'm like, can go back around and ask them, where did you buy it from?
Exactly. It's because people are buying these keys on basically third-party sellers which potentially could be on sale for deals, and suddenly it's like, no, they're not.
Yeah, it's
They're
just
not
from
legit.
these super shady sites, which I can't lie, I've done it before.
So basically what's happening is that if I were a user and I went to this third party like Russian site that's like, hey, you can get this game for 60% off. Buy it here. Give us your money. We'll give you the code. This is happening like mostly on Steam. And
Yeah, it's one of those
EA
sites
Origin
like
as
you
well.
like, Titanfall comes out and is $30 day one.
Yes.
Or something like that. So it's
So-
one of those, you just know it's too good to be true deals.
So the issue is that they're using false credit information to purchase these keys, and they sell them. And they sell them within 30 days before Steam is able to identify that this card is not legit. And so Steam is like, no, these aren't legit keys. And so they pull the plug. And so by this point, they've already sold the keys to third-party people. They've made their money. And then it's like, oh, too bad, so sad. You no longer have access to this. And so this is kind of why Steam updated their terms of service a few months ago and basically kind of addressed this issue, because they're like, yeah, people are doing this and they're hurting all of these people. And so what we're basically going to do is we're going to make it so that you have to wait 30 days before you can give away a key to basically make sure we can check that the credit is legit. And now Ubisoft and EA are starting to really face the repercussions of this, and now they're pulling the plug on a bunch of keys.
And I can't blame them. I mean, it's stolen property. They're just retrieving it back, just like you would if someone stole something for you. You claim it's yours, cops going to take it back and give it to you.
The problem is, though, is that it's hard to do a refund at this point, because it's not like they're going through a third party and they don't know how much you spent on it.
No, people who bought it, they're just shit out of luck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Granted, I mean, you see stuff like Steam and there's other sites that are a little more well known, like Green Man Gaming, that has like super great deals, or the Humble Bundle, and they might come across a site, they don't research it, and it's just it's super shady ones that kind of use fake information to buy these keys to hack them off at a cheaper price so they can get pure profit off of it.
Yeah, so if you're having this issue, you can try to contact Ubisoft. Definitely don't contact Xbox or Steam, because they're not going to be able to do anything for you. You can try to connect to the actual supplier, but if you made the mistake of buying this from a third party, I mean, shame on you for thinking that, I can get a $20 same like the day of release game. Shame on you, it's too good to be true.
Yeah, I mean, if you're having this problem, key thing is go buy your game somewhere else.
Exactly. Pay a little bit of extra money.
Give the developers their due. It's hard enough for them to make ends meet on a $60 sell, so.
Is it, though? Or has the market clearly be showing right now that we're moving towards an unrealistic price point for video games? People are actively searching out sources to buy their games for cheaper because they can't afford or don't want to afford games at its full price, when especially they're being released for not completed, they're not being released as completed titles. The game's not worth $60 at release, it's worth $30 at release, so they'll buy it for $30 at release. It's their value they put on the price. It's not shame on them, it's shame on the people doing this, but it's not shame on the consumer for seeking out a better deal.
Well, it's shame on the consumer for not doing their research if they're seeking out a better. Like, it's great to seek out deals. There's great places like Green Man Gaming and other really legit places that have good deals. But if you're going to this third-party Russian site and you're putting your credit information in and you're just trusting them for having this seems too good to be true deal.
By the way, we're not singling out Russians. It happens.
I mean, that's the only, I agree with you, Troy, is that a lot of people, 2015 is like the year of frustration with devs for not releasing complete games on release day, frustration with the pre-releases or the pre-ordering issues, and just overall frustration with everything and waiting on games. Like, and we'll talk about this later with Dying Light, but there's a whole Reddit, which is PC Gaming, where the moderators are like, do not buy this game right now at this time. Public service announcement. Like, gamers are basically protesting right now. Is that their fault to protest? No, it's not.
It is. I mean, I see where you're coming from. As far as the price point for games, though, I can't say that being unrealistic, because if you go back to Atari days, that thing was expensive. I mean, if you go back to 64 days, games were like $70, $80.
Yeah, but that was the complete game. There was no updates for the game at that point, and there also was no additional content that we were paying for at that point either.
Yeah, that part I agree on. It's more like the, yeah, definitely developers do need to step it up. They are releasing an unreleased project. The fact that they can just have that confidence that, if it's not fixed when it's ready, we can just patch it in later, it's definitely a problem. And I'm hoping one day just to be a nice check and balance system. Just so developers can't do is like, I can understand small indie ones, or if you greenlight a game or something like that. But these big AAA developers, and mainly, we know we're all pointing at Ubisoft. I mean, EA's bad about it too. And
EA's really bad about it.
Yeah, they're making up after the Battlefield 4 fiasco. But
But it
I
wasn't
don't. It's
Battlefield
bad.
4. It was Sims 4. It was Sim City.
Those are bad choices they made for the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's they really need to be held accountable for releasing an incomplete product.
So, another news in terms of upcoming game is that we know, and we'll talk about this in a little bit, with The Witcher 3, The Wild Hunt, it was delayed and it's coming out in May. But CD Projekt Red, which is the developers of the game, in the meantime have released a Google Play and Apple iOS game, which is basically a MOBA. So they've released their own MOBA in the same theme. It's called The Witcher Battle Arena. And it's free to play, and they've promised that you are not going to be paying for characters. It's not a pay to win type model, but it's basically a 3v3v3, take control of the arena, go around and fight people. And it's kind of, yeah, it's kind of like, I mean, that is a model of a MOBA that they've had before.
That's the weird part. Like, they are made for microtransactions. That's like the key to make a MOBA.
Yeah, but I think this is kind of, this was announced on January 22nd. And this kind of goes with the whole news that The Witcher announced yesterday. I think they announced it, that they also promised that all of their DLC and any add-ons to The Witcher Wild Hunt that's coming up will be free to all players, no matter what system you buy or what game you buy. So you can buy the regular one or the like limited edition. No matter when you buy it, you will have access to all, I think it's 16 DLC packs that they're providing. And it's because they're like, you're already paying for this game. Like, we should be giving these to you. You're a gamer. We want to treat you with the same respect that we expect. So they're basically, as soon as the game releases, shortly thereafter, there will be 2 DLC released, and every 2 weeks afterwards, they're releasing additional DLC for the game.
Yeah, which is nice to see.
Yeah, it's not significant DLC either. They're also saying, if you don't want it, it's not going to hurt you.
Yeah.
Like, it's just stupid. Like, DLC has been the biggest thing for everyone. It's like, you see Destiny, and the DLC is a whole new level and a whole new pack and everything.
I wouldn't say that. They also do not release the DLC. It's just, Destiny added so little and they charge so much for it.
Yeah, well, but I mean, that's kind of big in this day and age, too, as we go on this whole microtransactions and overpriced games, is that CD Projekt Red is just like,
Yeah, they're definitely making a statement.
Yeah, and they're sticking by it. So, I mean, in the past, they've had a lot of people approach them, asking them to change their type of game, to do all this stuff, and they've been very firm about what they want to do.
Yeah, they want to make the game they want to make. They're going to make it happen, and they're not going to release it until it's complete. We may see another delay when May rolls around. Who knows? But I mean, you got to admire that now, publisher and developer.
So a lot of gameplay, though, also has been coming out with Witcher 3, hasn't it, this week?
A lot of press preview events have been happening.
Have you heard anything about that? I haven't really been paying attention.
I've been hearing good things, but Troy, did you say some people were kind of mad about it?
About The Witcher 3?
Yeah.
They weren't mad, and I don't know if
Not
this is
mad,
totally
more
like...
meh.
M-E-H.
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah. So, again, I don't know if this is totally across the board, but the random kind of reviews I read of it are press are just kind of like meh about the game. Like, it's a cool game, I guess, but there's nothing that cool about it. I don't know, it's been like some weird side reports that say, like, it's not a bad game, it looks great, it plays great, but I played it. Like, it wasn't anything, mind-blowing about
That's the thing I'm kind of wondering, too, like, if it just haven't hit a stride, because from what I've been reading, like, most of these previews, like, hey, you got a couple hours to play it. And I think they all start at the beginning, so maybe, I don't know, maybe it's probably part of it, whether or not feeling it yet.
It could be. Like I said, I don't recall the specific people that reviewed it like that. I only kind of was catching them at random, but it was just really odd. Like, yeah, it was like whatever.
Which is
not something I expected.
Yeah, Witcher's a weird title. It's not like, oh my gosh, this game's the greatest game in the world type thing. Like, a lot of people praise Witcher 2. Not a lot of people kind of praise Witcher 1. It's weird.
So slow.
Hard, yeah. It's a hard title to get through.
Like, they all they talk about is like, it's a really pretty game. You have open worlds, and it's just like, it's an investment. I mean, it's an RPG. It's always going to be an investment.
And Witcher 2 is definitely, it's a big leap from what they did in 1. It's a far more enjoyable game. Yeah. I can't wait for 3. I'm hoping to get it. I mean, I will get it one way or another.
Yeah, Witcher 3 is a title like I'm going to pick up, but
like, I kind of want to pick it up just by how they represent themselves alone. Just support that type of developer.
You're absolutely. I really actually want to support the developer rather than like most games I want to play. Mm-hmm. It's odd. It's very different for me. But yeah, that's that.
Okay, I want to take a break to take a selfie. Let me take a selfie.
What the hell's with these selfies?
Okay, so
Oh, don't worry. She's making a joke.
I'm
about
making a
World of Warcraft.
joke because
Oh.
Warcraft introduced selfies in their last patch update, and it just looks stupid. Like it looks
You know what?
ridiculous, and
You know what? You look stupid.
I do look stupid. So we've seen selfies before in Grand Theft Auto 5 with the whole, and you kind of can do face, but when you Grand Theft Auto 5, they don't show the arm. It's just like a picture of your head and what's going around you. But in World of Warcraft, I don't know, it's another game that's introducing the concept of selfies. Is it a big deal? Do we care?
Oh my god, they released it as a joke.
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
a joke in 6.1 that they're getting a selfie. It's also kind of highlight the new models and everything, but like it's a joke. It's not. It's something Blizzard does these things all the time, like dumb features that aren't really useful or necessary, but they're just bored and they program them.
But
Like
at the
Pokemon.
same time, can't you argue that like people that are obsessed with taking screenshots of their character and what's going on could actually think this is awesome?
Oh, there's gonna be like an entire community behind this.
Yeah. Could you argue it? Sure. You could also argue 9/11 was an inside job.
With filters, black and white, undead. Okay, so honestly, I just wanted to bring that up.
Everyone just leave that one there.
Yeah. So, other things that are coming out. Bard's Tale is getting its first sequel in 27 years.
It's yes.
Yes.
It's the 30th anniversary of the release of the first Bard's Tale, and the last one released in 88. So yeah, 27 years. Sounds right. Yeah, they had like a 2012 ish, something like that. No, earlier than that. They did a remake of the Bard's Tale on like Xbox.
PlayStation 2, I think. So yeah, it's about that
next
era.
gen. So what, like 2004 maybe. It wasn't very good, so we kind of ignore it. But the Bard's Tale is a classic RPG that I think well deserves a remake.
What was it originally on?
Like what, PC? Like
27 years ago.
Yeah, 85. What was around then? Commodore maybe.
What's this like? I'm seeing like a lot of old RPG adventure games getting remade. I mean, we're seeing that coming. We're seeing King's Quest coming. There's even the company that handled the enhanced version of Baldur's Gate is going to make another Baldur's Gate title in their Infinity engine, which is the one they use for the enhanced version. That kind of linked the two titles together as well.
I'm okay with this. Like, I don't like the whole remaking of movies because I feel like they can be more creative, but I think there's a significant change in the technology compared to 27 years ago that, a remake is overdue.
It's good to see It's good to see old properties come back. 'Cause some things really do need a kind of little bit of revive. Nintendo, you could kind of take this advice. Yeah, Capcom, you could definitely take this advice. Stop leaving your good IPs just sitting there.
But at the same time, like, you have to be careful because games like Mega Man, let's say you recreate Mega Man, if you do the whole updating the graphics and changing that base concept of side-scrolling pixels, like, that's going to be weird. Versus a game that is really
that's
all
the
about the
thing,
story.
Jeez, I keep forgetting his name, but I mean, dude left so he can go make his own, spiritual successor to Mega Man. He's
Mighty
doing
Number
an
9?
awesome job. Yes.
Mhm.
Like, he's doing it the way it should be done. And
But he's
he had
also doing it pixels. Like, he's keeping it true to the same general theme. He's not
Okay.
trying to
Kinji and Fune. There we go. But yeah,
go from Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 to 4, where he does 3D cheap graphics.
which is fine to do, but even if they did 3D graphics, I mean, people are like dying for a Mega Man Legends sequel that was supposed to be on the 3DS, but just totally got canned.
That's different. I'm talking about the original Mega Man, not Legends. Legends was its own thing.
Yeah, but either way, it's an IP that's sitting there, and all the IP does is appear as Smash Brothers every release. So they need to do something with their old ones, just like Nintendo needs to do something with Metroid. I don't know, a lot of good stuff sitting out there, and of course, rumors are Rare is going to bring up. Even though like Rare kind of really doesn't mean anything anymore, but all their old IPs may get a little bit of a revival soon as well. So it's kind of nice to see this shift happening. I don't know.
Yeah.
Brings my childhood back. That's all.
Moving to more recent things, Guild Wars 2 is getting an expansion.
Yes.
Tell me about it, Troy. Heart of Thorns.
Heart of Thorns. Thank you. I was like something of thorns. It was either Heart or Heroes. No, I don't want to say the wrong thing. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, they're getting a new expansion. It's game's been out for about a year-ish, isn't it? Guild Wars 2, or is it longer than that?
I don't know. I don't play Guild Wars.
2 years maybe. Anyways,
I'll Google it.
it's the first expansion for the game, but what's interesting about it is that they are not raising the level cap, and they are not introducing a new level of gear. So typically with an MMO expansion, they kind of like up everything, like World of Warcraft model of 10 levels.
Yeah.
But what they're doing is basically just releasing new content that
2 years.
really 2 years, that relies on really good character progression and, knowledge of the game to get into, rather than spending another 20 hours leveling your character again. Which is a very interesting model for a game like an MMO like Guild Wars, where expansions are mostly to extend the lifespan. This is really like just adding more stuff to do.
So instead of
But in a good way.
up and down, it's more like right to left. It's just
Right, they're not adding something on top of it, like if you can view it as like a stack of like blocks. Like World of Warcraft has been stacking blocks on their game, and to reach the top of the game and to end of the game you have to climb up the blocks. This one is everything is on its side, everything is even leveled, but you have to just be very good at the game to play this new content.
I like that.
It's good. It kind of raises a little bit more story elements and things without kind of gating the game off with with price points and time. And if you're good at your character and good at what you do, then you can get into the content. There's obviously the thing that they are expanding is like professions and things like that, where they can, give a little bit more range in doing stuff. But no new levels, no new like level of gear, just more story content.
It seems less shady to me. And just because I'm an outside, I don't play MMOs, so I don't buy into the whole, I buy a new expansion, it's 10 extra levels. But I do understand that a lot of people start new characters, they want to quickly get to that level 90, so they pay $60 to get to level 90. And that seems shady to me, that it takes so long to get to that level that you would identify.
I just had a discussion with someone last night.
Really?
Who was having this, we had this exact same discussion of why that system is in place, and why it is actually one of the most effective and good things to come to an MMO as old as World of Warcraft.
The system of buying up to the max level.
Buying up to not to the max level, to the start of the new content.
Okay.
You buy a level 90 character, max level is 100, and level 90 is the start of the new content, the Draenor content.
Right.
My argument was the game's been around for 10 years. There are 10 years worth of expansions. There's 4 expansions to the game already. 5 expansions. Burning Crusade, Lich King, 4 expansions to the game. The 5th one has just come out. You're asking new players to your series and longtime players to invest weeks of time into a game when all of the content that they were brought into the game to play, that they've been advertising, that they've been pushing, doesn't happen for another 4 weeks. It's like saying, do you want to buy this car? The catch is, you buy the car, you don't get it till another month from now, but you have to work on the car for this entire month to get it in the month. The level 90 cap the upgrade cap is introduced a system for people who don't want to spend.
Mechanic.
Basically, yeah, they want to get into the content that they are buying into. Or if in the case of older players that have multiple characters, they know what all the old content is. It's not like a new experience for them. They want to skip that bit, get to the spot that is where the start of the new content is, and get to the end of the game quicker. So it's, I think, one of the best systems to come to an MMO. It legitimizes what years and years of people have done for a lot more money. There used to be power leveling sites all over the internet where you'd pay $300-400 to get someone just to play your character for you, basically.
So let's say an average game that I spend $60 with, I expect 40 hours of gameplay.
Sure.
If I wanted to start World of Warcraft, how long on average would it take me to get from level 1 to level 90?
If you're playing all the time?
Well, no, it
would take you about maybe 40-60 hours.
So if I'm expecting
to
pay 60,
I haven't done it in so long.
Yeah, so if I'm expecting to pay $60 for a game for 40 hours, and if I were to level, it would take me probably 60 hours. I'm basically saving my money to get to that point. It's a deal for me to get to that point.
If you look at it that way, but if I look at it the way of my time is more valuable.
Well, that's true. But I'm just saying is that on average, I mean, the experience.
You're more into
the
destination than the journey to get there. Is pretty much it.
Yes, but what if you've done that journey for 10 years?
No, I understand. It's more of the thing, too. It's like, hey, you want a friend to come play? I mean, they're not going to play through all that crap just to catch up with you to play the part you want to play. Just like jump right to it. So I understand it. I like it. It's a good idea.
Is it the first time they've introduced this concept?
It's the first time very few MMOs have had this offer. Yeah. I think EverQuest 2 brought it out very late in its life, and that's another game that's been around for a very long time.
Yes.
But outside of that, there are very few good MMOs that have power leveling services built into their system. In fact, I can't really name anyone outside of World of Warcraft and EverQuest 2.
Okay. And considering how long it would take you to get to level 90, like if it was an expansion that was like, hey, level 40, you need to be at level 30 to get to level 40. Like, it's not as big of a deal, but level 90.
Not necessarily even the level, it's just how much time it takes.
Well,
they could say that there's only 50 levels and it could take the same amount of time. It just takes longer to level. It's not so much the number, it's the amount of time you have to invest in doing it. And a lot of people feel that their time is more valuable than the $60 that it's cost to level it to 90.
Did you spend $60?
I'm sorry?
Did you spend $60?
I absolutely did.
Oh.
I just power leveled the character yesterday. I don't have the time to play it all the way up, but I know what I want to be, what character I want to be playing. It's a new group of people that I'm playing with that I don't want to wait around. I want to get into the content and get with it now. I know what the game is. I've been playing it for 10 years. I don't need to experience old content for 4 weeks while everyone else is getting ahead of me. I'd rather just start now.
And I wouldn't mind this to be something, well, if there's ever a true new MMO that comes out, something to just kind of incorporate. Like, when it starts off, of course, you won't get it, but when the next expansion comes out, have like a price point to get to that level to jump right into the expansion, like every time.
Right, and this hasn't been around for that long. This has been around for, I don't know, 5 or 6 months, maybe, at most. Like, this is a new concept for a game this old.
It's really what MMOs need. I think it's a nice boost.
And,
it is.
And more of like a progressive type one. So if it's still in the beginning, it's a new MMO, it wouldn't be $60. Like maybe it'd be 20 and then 30 and then 40. Like as the new expansion comes out, it's a little bit more because it's extra levels.
Maybe.
Okay. So, yeah, that was a great discussion off of Guild Wars 2. So another thing that happened that, just to make everyone aware of, is that I guess 2011, I didn't own a PlayStation, but I heard about the big fiasco of Sony where someone hacked into their network. All of the credit cards attached to Sony network was accessed and at risk. And so they finally have a class action lawsuit where they're settling it by offering free stuff to people.
Well, they had a class action lawsuit already in 2011.
Yeah.
This is the settlement of it, because class action lawsuits take a long time to settle.
And you have until like September. Let me get the actual information. I don't want to give false information. So basically, they're giving away some games on PlayStation 3, so they're not even PlayStation 4 games.
No, it's PlayStation 3 and PSP titles.
Yeah, so they're giving away PlayStation 3 and PSP titles, and it's for people who had a Sony Online Entertainment account prior to the breach on May 15th, 2011.
I totally
And you have until August 21st, 2015, if you decide to submit a claim and get access to either these free games, along with some other ones. They include Infamous, Little Big Planet, and God of War HD. You also have access to themes, as well as 3 months of PlayStation Plus for free.
So you can pick a couple of those things. I think there's like a limit to what you pick, but the interesting part is you're not guaranteed. If you kind of fall into that, I had an account back then window. There's a couple other caveats to the whole thing. You can't have, basically that breach had to have caused you to never come back, is who they're talking to. If you've previously reactivated your account or taken advantage of one of their welcome back programs, you might not be eligible for the class action. So the best advice people have been giving is, and I'll give it now, is put it in. And if the worst thing that can happen is they can turn you down. Obviously, don't perjure yourself and all that. But if you feel that you fall into this bracket, you can apply and put your settlement in, and they'll kind of sort it out that way. I did a daily on this. I think that was Monday. And I included the link. So if you're listening to this right now on YouTube, click back, go to our channel, go to Monday, and click the link, or just Google it, I guess.
Or Justin, if you can give me a timestamp for this, I can add in the link to that episode.
All right, so click the link right here.
Justin, you have to do a time link at this point.
Right here. At this point.
Let me know.
Just create more work. Okay.
Just
right there.
Mark the time.
Mark.
Even
though it's not going to be the same time after I finish editing.
Yeah.
But mark.
Right. that note is going to be useless.
But okay, so definitely check it out. It doesn't hurt. You're not going to be penalized for submitting a claim. Worst they can say is, you don't qualify.
Yeah, pretty much. So, do it if you want. Or not. It doesn't matter. We don't care.
Fine.
Yeah, whatever.
I want to be.
So, let's move on to the big release of this week. Get a little bit more positive things. So, Dying Light came out this week. We were all fortunate enough to gain access to the game. I have yet to play it. I know, sucks to be me. But I have read a little bit on it in terms of the big review fiasco, and a lot of people finding gameplay issues going on right now with this game. but from what I know, you guys both like it. So let's kind of go through quickly the review issues that occurred. I know on the podcast before we've spoken about embargoes and everything like that. And what was really interesting was that there was no embargo on Dying Light. They just refused to give out review copies until the day the game came out.
No, there absolutely is none. I had like a press preview since December, and they didn't care if you streamed it or put up videos about it. As long as you didn't expose certain story elements, they didn't care.
Right, but that was a preview copy. They did not release any review copies until the day of the release, which was yesterday.
Yeah.
And that pissed a lot of people off.
But a part of those are really the same, almost the same thing. They're not, and they are. In that you can probably develop a review based on a preview copy. They were very selective about what kind of copies they released.
Mm-hmm. But the thing is that they didn't give out that review copy until yesterday.
I guess it's the whole Ubisoft scare where like, oh man, there must be the lane. This is probably something bad I didn't want to hide, and they don't want...
that wasn't the issue at all. The issue was that they released the launch trailer that said all of these claims about the game, and yet no one received a review copy to give those claims.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like, I'm talking about, like, to the consumer side. That's probably what it looks like to them.
No, I'm quoting consumers. I was reading about this thing. I posted a link on Reddit, and it got, like, 100 comments of people just complaining about the fact that how it did not seem legit because of the fact that they did not get a review copy, and yet they quoted all of these reviews. It's a big thing. It's a big thing on Reddit right now. And it's causing people to refuse to buy it.
Because the review copies didn't go out. That doesn't make sense. But I mean, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying about the review copies. I think they're scared because they think they're purposely doing that. The people who complain about review copies are being out are all the YouTubers and Twitchers that get a free copy that just want their copy.
Right. It's not like this is a really huge deal. I mean, I think the last couple of months have been very indicative of people really learning what that review embargoes are and what they mean for a game and what they could mean for a game. So I think if there was truly an embargo, people would be saying there's an embargo. If there is truly a big issue with people not getting copies in time, not having reviews out in time, all it takes is for them to say, and I saw a couple of these places say, hey, the game's going to come out tomorrow, we just got a review copy. Where's the review? We just got a review copy. There's no embargo, and you can see people playing it, but we just haven't had anything written up yet. Yeah. I think it's very different than saying, hey, where's our review? They won't let us put it out. It's right here, ready to go, but we can't release it.
The whole argument, though, was that, and I'm reading Forbes, they did a comment about this now, and I'll quote Forbes. And basically, review codes were given 12 hours or so in advance from the game coming out. And that means it only left 12 hours for reviewers to form opinions before launch, meaning that coverage either has to be first impression pieces that will likely duplicate discussions of preview builds, or full reviews that have yet to be written or will be written over the next few days. Either way, giving out review codes a half day ahead of launch is not much better than launch day embargo, if not worse. At least with the later, the press probably has time to play the full game, meaning a complete review can go up on launch day. That isn't the case here. So if they had an embargo that said you cannot release a review on launch day, they still give you the game a week in advance. In this case, they basically limited anyone from having that full review copy. And that is what's frustrating people there.
I'm going to go back at everything I just said.
I know, I'm just saying that is what
I'm going to flip my opinion on that.
That's the thing. I don't think this was them holding it back. I think they actually honestly had a problem distributing the keys with this one.
I don't know what happened, but as a consumer, and this is basically causing a lot of people, like you said, Justin and Troy, to sit there with that scare and be like, I don't want to get this game because of this issue, because it's a biased opinion, and that's causing a lot of consumers to do it. And the reason why I brought this up before we talk about our opinions is because both of you guys seem to really enjoy the game.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking about our opinions now?
You have other opinions now?
I mean, I do and I don't.
And that's,
I guess we're moving on to that.
Yeah, let's talk about opinions then. Troy, go ahead and talk about yours.
Before Justin sinks his teeth into it, he's had far more time than either of us playing the game. I kicked into it for a couple hours yesterday on my wonderful snow day.
I hate you.
Sorry.
You're not sorry.
And no, I'm not.
It was like, I hate that natural disaster. Well, not quite happened to you.
Damn states of emergency. Anyways,
damn you, Troy, for being in danger.
I tucked into it for a couple hours, and first impressions of the game are a little 50-50 right now.
Okay.
I like the idea of the game. I like where the game's kind of going. I don't think, had enough time to really have a strong opinion either way. But the parts that feel like Dead Island that I didn't like are still sort of there. But the parts that I didn't like about Dead Island other parts are gone.
This is by the guys that made Dead Island, though.
Yes.
That's what I just said.
Well, no, I'm just saying it's by the developers of Dead Island.
I know.
Yeah. No, I'm
that's
just.
why
I'm just
I compared
confirming.
it to Dead Island.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, I did not realize that when you were talking yesterday.
Oh, to be specific, it's Dead Island Riptide. It's not Dead Island 2, which is coming out, and not the whatever hell third-person Dead Island that went out a bit ago.
I'm speaking just of Techland.
Yeah.
Techland's
Okay.
Dead Island. Which I enjoyed to a point, and I didn't enjoy to a point. Again, those were very mixed review kind of games, and this I feel like is starting to be that way. I like the kind of idea of the parkour. I think it's a little clunky at times, but that could be fixed. And maybe I'm just not good at it yet. The combat is kind of but it's also not that outrageous either. So, and I like the kind of concept of the open world and finding and crafting stuff. I like that parts of it. I can tell there's going to be a lot to do and a lot of places to go and see. But I still need to sink a little bit more time into it before I have a strong opinion either way.
Okay.
Yeah, Troy, what level are you? Or your abilities?
Very low. I think I've sunk maybe 2 or 3 hours into it.
And that part I'll say, your enjoyment as far as moving around in combat definitely does increase with the higher level you get. 'Cause you have more options.
I can see that from there's a very developed skill tree kind of thing with the game, so I can see that there's probably a lot more abilities and things to kind of spice everything up a little bit. So I'm excited for that, but I haven't gotten there yet, so I can't say that I enjoy it.
So Troy and I both got review copies because of the GlitchFeed. So we got our first impression today. Justin got his preview copy, which was early December.
Yeah,
so you've been playing.
Justin's been
lot.
playing this game for a while.
I've been playing. Let's be specific. I've been playing one map in the first 3 missions of this game for a while.
Jesus,
that's all you got on the copy.
That's all I had on the copy, but I've been having fun with it. Even though I'm limited to the missions and the map, it wasn't limited on leveling up, which
I see.
Kind of sucks. I hit a bug with my because my pre-release character transferred.
Oh, nice.
But every single skill I have in my tier 2 of the power level is disabled for some reason. I have them unlocked. I just can't use them.
Probably for a story reason that they haven't they put in.
I don't even
between the two.
Crap. I hope not, because I started a new character.
That's what my thought is. If there's a story gate to it,
I don't think there is though. Because I'm actually I already unlocked one of those skills and I could use it on the new character. So it's weird. It's just that level. The tier 3 I can use just fine. The tier 2 stuff I can't. And I can't complain because I got a copy of the game early and my character doesn't work. So I haven't complained about it, but yeah, definitely a lot of time. I'm having tons of fun playing it, and I actually got to experience co-op the other day, which is that's where the game shines at. Yeah, it's done well. It's buggy though, but when it works, it works very well.
Well, they released the Be the Zombie mode as kind of an apology for all the issues. They added it. It was going to be a pre-order edition, but they added it for everyone. Which Be the Zombie mode basically is you can jump into another player's game and Left 4 Dead be an actual zombie and basically mess with them.
Yeah. Oh, and sorry, I got to scoot back up. My puppy just came in the room. But yes. Oh. The Be the Zombie mode is actually it's pretty fun. It feels entirely different from the main game. As far as moving around as a zombie and try it out. Try to at least a tutorial. It's a different feel to it. I haven't actually gotten to the game to beat a zombie, but I have been invaded. And that enough is actually kind of fun, too. I'm waiting to try that the full group and all that good stuff.
Is it kind of like Watch Dogs where they can just jump in whenever and invade your game?
It depends on your option. You can actually have the options to set where they can only invade at night, where they can invade day and night, or you just turn them off completely. So, I mean, you play the game the way you want to.
So you definitely can control it.
Yeah. The one thing that sucks, though, I think there are exclusive items you get from the multiplayer mode to craft certain weapons, so there's a certain blueprint you have to play the multiplayer to get a certain material to craft it. That part I'm kind of about, but I'm not 100% certain if that's the case. So, I mean, I'm still early on in the full release.
Okay. So, we potentially will be playing this game this weekend together.
Hopefully.
So that should be fun. Definitely kind of checking that out together since we all have a copy. So I'm sure we'll have a little bit more feedback next week once we all get a chance to really get into it and play it. Justin definitely has more experience than Troy and I do. But I mean, I'm interested to see how Troy feels about it after a week. If he plays, he might not.
I'm going to.
It's definitely getting a little flack right now, but they are having some issues with it. The thing is, I'm not surprised. I'm not disappointed because it's not as buggy as Dead Island. That's not a good excuse, but
That's a good point. I will say, while it seems like a very early game, like it feels like it maybe could have taken another month to hammer some things out. Surprisingly not as bad as some of the other titles they put out.
And I will say, their support's actually pretty awesome. I've seen some reports about it. It's not like when you complain to their support, like, oh, try this, like stuff that it's not going to fix the game. They actually understand what people are reporting and actually give them in-depth things of why it's causing that and what they're doing to fix it. So they're fully aware of what's going on. They're being really open with their customers, so they're definitely trying to fix it.
That's good. Good. So as we wrap things up, kind of curious what everyone's been up to this week. So Troy, you kind of told us a little bit about what you've been up to with your snow days and everything, but what games have you been playing this week?
So I've had nothing but time the last 2 days to do absolutely nothing outside of some like side work that I can do from home. I've been playing a lot of WoW. And I say a lot of WoW, but I mean this time I've actually been playing a lot of it. Outside of that, I sunk some time into Dying Light. I'm probably going to sink some more time in tonight. And outside of that, I picked up Peggle 2 for the 1, so I have something to do.
Oh, I did too with that awesome EA sale you got going on right now.
Yeah, it was like $2 or something. It was like $3 for the Peggle Masters pack. So I'm like, well, I might as well.
Hey Troy, what is Gang Beats?
Gang Beasts?
Gang Beast is amazing. It's like a... sorry, you asked Troy. Troy, what's Gang Beast?
Yeah, he just bought it, so that's why I'm asking.
Oh, you did buy it?
Thanks. I just bought Gang Beasts.
I was trying to look at my profile on Steam to see what I've been doing, and I clicked activity instead, and the first thing that pops up is you own... I thought it was Gang Beats without the S.
Yeah, Gang Beasts. It's I don't know how to explain it, Justin. It's like a fighter, but
it's a free-for-all brawling game, but it's very physics-based.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's tons of fun to play. The reason why I haven't purchased it myself is because I haven't seen Network play yet, and that's what I want.
It doesn't, but I had a bunch of money on Steam, so I felt like I might as well pick up one thing on my wish list, and that's been on it for a while. So I feel like I can probably get some gameplay out of it. We'll see.
Maybe do a play date with Sin.
That's what I was thinking.
No.
It's a possibility.
Just beat each other up. Good play date.
Yeah. Anyways.
It's better than domestic abuse.
Exactly.
Justin, what have you been up to?
Dying Light, mostly. I also started playing, I picked the Resident Evil remake, and actually started playing Evil Within too, streaming both of them as well, so that's basically it. I haven't been playing as much as I would like. But yeah, that's it. How have you been up to, Sarah?
I haven't really been playing much. The only time I've been playing, I've been recording for my Let's Play series, and that was SimCity. I need to play some more Wolf Among Us and some other games. I think I've been picking up Banished a little bit too. I'm trying to stick to a few games so I don't get too tired out with it, but...
No, I need to do the same. I'm steadily working through Wolf Among Us. I need to finish that up.
Yeah, so nothing too big. I'm actually going to play Wolf Among Us after this recording, so...
Yay.
Oh.
Yeah, because I didn't record it this week and I need to produce a video as soon as possible. So, that's what I'm up to. But otherwise, yeah, that's about it. So you guys have anything else before we wrap things up?
Yeah, go for it.
So
wrap it up.
You don't have anything else.
Sorry. Nah, go for it.
All right. Thanks, guys, for watching, listening. I welcome YouTube followers. We keep getting a lot of followers. I think we've reached 66 subscribers on our YouTube right now, guys.
We're working on it.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So,
since you subscribe, watch the videos. That'd be helpful. Just saying.
I don't know. You guys have about the same. You have more than I do, so it's a number I noticed. I'm paying attention to stuff now. No, but welcome all you guys, you new subscribers. I know we've gotten some really awesome feedback, but if you guys have more opinions, leave us messages. Let us know what you think. If you guys want, you can follow us on Twitter at GlitchFeed, or leave comments or send us an email, admin@glitchfeed.com. Or you can check out our daily news series, The Daily Glitch, on YouTube. There's options.
You can do all those things.
It's great. It's awesome.
Do it. It's good. Great. Awesome.
But otherwise, Thank you everyone for listening, and we will talk to you next week.
Yep. Bye.
Bye. Stop.
Yeah, stop that thing.